This one here. Not that. This one here. Okay. Now I'm gonna try to that'll be big enough here, right? I'm gonna try to start from this side and move on to that. The whole thing would take. This is a start, still a little longer, so the main subject will stay on this side of the paper. Hello, good morning. How you doing? I'm still doing my planning. I'm gonna try to draw this picture onto this little art box I had. I had this for a long time. It's a little kind of satisfying. Oh yeah, I love that. I love that. Yeah, I love the new trailer. Can't wait to see it. What problem is it's still like a long way to go, right? It's not like we can just watch it next week or something. Have to wait till next year. What do you think? Okay, let's get things started. I'm gonna try to draw this in on this side of it. Oh, okay, that's great. Hi. All right. Yep, there's definitely a bit of an angle thing going on with it. I wish I can't really see the picture very well now. That's a problem. I'm gonna try to adjust the angle a little bit. How do I do that? Anyway, I'll leave it like that. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Now I'm gonna start. I'm gonna use pencil today because this surface I wasn't very comfortable with it. So I'm gonna try to do the overall shape, and then yeah, later on I'm gonna use acrylic marker to paint it, because there are a lot of wood grains. Don't get me wrong, the wood grains looking very beautiful, but I just don't want to have that there. We've got a lot of wood grains on this one. Anyway, maybe I should, hang on, maybe I should draw it on the other side. Which side is better? Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, that was the video I made a while ago. Yeah, this one, excuse me, this one's a lot more smoother. You know what? I think they're the same. You're right. Gonna just start this. Don't worry about the details. Oh, ASMR. I wasn't expecting that because the wood surface was a hollow box. It's a hollow box, so yeah, the pencil would create a bit of a scratching noise here. I wasn't expecting that either. um, mess up with what? Thanks. Well, if you're talking about pencil, I guess that's why I'm using pencil here, right? If I messed up, I can always just rub it out and clean it out and do it again. It's not a big deal. Tracer? What the heck is a tracer? I'm trying to copy this picture here so I can have a nice looking box here. Now, gonna move on to the other part here. It's a little tricky here. I think I made the head a little too big. Should I reduce that? You know what? Doesn't matter. We're just gonna keep going with it. Yeah, yeah, proportion is a bit tricky thing. I'm gonna have to draw like, uh, yeah, what you call that, um, across here to try to work out the locations for the eyes and eyebrows and nose and all that. That's quite important and useful. If it's a general product practice, I probably don't mind about this, but I really want to make the box look nice, so so I'll put some extra effort to it. It's got some really good design on the outfit here. Whoa, surprisingly amount of details here. That has really amazed me. Usually in the action animation, these type of accessories on the clothes would be like too much for the animators because imagine every frame you had to draw all that. Um, yeah, but they managed to do it. That's why this animation is really good. To be honest, when I watch the anime, I probably wouldn't even notice the detail in the actions. It's only when I make a screen capture and try to draw something I can see all that detail. Guess that's the actual quality of the artwork, of the animation, I mean. Now those apps that they use to animate exclusive, I don't know. They just use like regular stuff, right? Um, everyone can buy them. um, Apps not very expensive nowadays. I think a lot of things you can animate with these days. What you call that? Procreate, you can animate with that. Photoshop, you can animate with that. So yeah, you can do animations with maybe not that smooth, but frame by frame animation. There's not actual a lot of like um, technical boundaries, I guess. It's just down to if you like it, you enjoy doing that, and if you have the skill, I guess it's just pretty amazing for me. They can work it out like this. Okay, now that's the neck, outside of the neck. Excuse me. Can't really see the details here. That's a little problem. You know what? We're just gonna make up some details since that's the hat. That's the hoodie. I'll put some details for the hoodie there. And I know these are in the shadow part. Well, maybe when I color that, I'm just gonna color everything in dark so I don't even have to draw all these details. That's the way to go. After motion, I honestly, you got me. I don't really know what after motion is. Is it on like, is it on a computer or is it an iPad app of some kind? It's on mobile. Jeez, how do you draw on mobile? That's tricky though. Like you have to do every frame by hand. Gee, I can't imagine that. Is it? It's a tone 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 suha. Tone 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 suha. Oh my god, it's a brand new thing that's coming again. Okay, now I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here. I use PNG to animate. Okay. All right. I don't really know how that works, but do you think it's more? Do you think it's convenient? Like, how do you draw frames on that? So, oh, I see what you mean. So you get a PNG, you kind of move it a bit on mobile phone in the app. Maybe that's the way to go. Ah, okay, I see. Yeah, that works. That's the way to learn how motion works. Yeah, that's a very good starting point, I'd say. Excuse me, bit of coughing today. All right, I think I've done the claws and the body now. Sorry, gonna move on to the face. Whew. Deep breath. Now, I don't usually do these, but I think I need guidelines. That's there, and we'll go down to somewhere here. Okay, that will give us a good guideline. His actually not like that. His face needs to go back a little bit. Yeah, more like at that point. So that we can draw his mouth somewhere there. Eyes there. The other eye. here. Seems okay. Slightly lower than I thought. Oh no, the other corner needs to be, let me see, it's lower, so it should be okay. Well, it doesn't really matter, because if I made a mistake, I can just change that. I have my rubber here handy. Yeah, it's quite easy to erase. What app do you use to edit your video? I use CapCut. Yeah, I used to use Final Cut Pro and stuff, but CapCut is more convenient for me. Final Cut Pro create lots of junk files and take a lot of my space. So yeah, I don't want to use that anymore. CapCut is more convenient, and it has you know, built-in sound effect and stuff. I don't really use them that much, but it is convenient, it's there. And the editing file itself is really small, so I can easily save the files to my local drive. I don't have to back up as often. When I use Procreate, man, I'm gonna have to back up every week. Sorry, this sounds a bit annoying here. Yeah, I think CapCut works. It's just like lately they start to charge me because I was in their like VIP account, but then they changed a couple of things, so the VIP don't have the same kind of like ability that you had before. Well, I suppose it's not a huge deal for me. I only use a very limited functions there. Like this type of video I'm shooting on with my camera above me, I don't even have multiple video tracks there. It's just one video track and that's it. So editing is really simple. Yeah, I use APK CapCut Pro. It's free. Oh, okay. I don't know about that. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. I don't like they change their plans and they charge everyone so much. But look, it's a company who makes programs for people to use. So if it's always free, the company won't exist anymore. So they have to find out a way to charge us, right? Which makes sense. Oh, actually, this is a bug, but I found it from the other YouTuber. Yeah, they need. I know they need money, but look, there's a bug. I found it from other YouTuber. I'm not sure if it works on mobile version. I work on. I'm using CapCut on my laptop. What happened is, you know, in CapCut when you, oh geez, this is completely irrelevant with my drawing, but you know, in CapCut you can use every Pro or S Pro function or SVIP they call that. You can use that, but it's only when you export it that you get blocked because they don't allow you to export those things, right? So what happened is this guy actually discovered a bug where you can hi you can like group the video clips and pre-render them inside the app, but don't export them. And then you go to the actual root folder of where CapCut saved all the files, and you can find your grouped video is there. So you can just copy that out and use that. Not screen capture. You just go to the root files. After you edit everything, you group them, and then you create a new clip with the group, and then you go to the root folder and find that MOV or MP4 file, whatever you set it up, so that you can use it straight away. Oh yeah, it's a mobile phone. But yeah, there are a lot of people who kind of work on that kind of um, bugs. So I'd say you can use that too if you're doing that on a PC. Yeah, but if you're not on a PC, then yeah, you don't get to use the bug. But I didn't do that. I feel like, I use the benefit of the software, and if they charge me and I found it's reasonable, I'll pay for it because that's what they lived on, right? That's their bread and butter. I if I can support them, I support them because it's a nice app. What's the time for me? This is 10:30 a.m. in the morning. What about yours? What's your local time there? 's way too big. Make it slightly smaller. 7:30. Where about is 7:30 a.m.? Ah, Asia. Yeah, proportion is getting there. I think, look, I still feel like I need a bigger face on this one. I made a chin a little too short. But there's a perspective on this one, so I hope it's gonna be all right. Ah, Cambodia, right? That's right, Asia. I'm in Australia here. How am I good at this? You just do that a lot, and you practice on that, I guess. Yeah, and if you like something, just keep doing that. Excuse me. Sorry, there's no like real shortcut of doing this type of stuff. Yeah. If there's one, I'll definitely let you know. Yeah, does Australian count as Southeast Asia? Good question. I don't know. I never thought about that. Maybe it is. It's close, right? It's very close. See, that's the thing. The mouse is kind of in the wrong spot. I'm gonna have to move it a bit. No, I think the mouse is fixed. I need to make him a little more skinnier here. I change the face. And the highest point of that is here, so that has to go down a little too. That's better. Now here. Can't really make him too skinny. See, the face line really bothers me here. Okay, that's better. Excuse me. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's getting there. Look, my hand started to get a bit of smudging here, so that's an issue with pencil. I hope it wouldn't really smudge my marker when I put it on. Do you think I should trace this? Like, should I trace it with a liner of some kind before I put the marker line down? Oh yeah, I don't have to, because the marker is gonna... I'm using acrylic marker today, so the acrylic marker is gonna cover all the lines. So I suppose it doesn't matter. Okay, so that is how this dude would look like. There are some very small details here and there. Might have to add them later when I do the when I do the colors, I suppose. Just go back to the detail. On that part, the smudging is a problem. The other eyes get smudged, so you can't really see it anymore. And there's now I'm adding some of his scars and stuff on the face. Yeah, good idea. I was gonna just get that. Yeah, that works. Get a piece of paper there. Do line. Yeah, I was thinking about doing line artwork, but as I said, they're gonna get covered later. So I don't feel like it's worth to do it. I'm probably just gonna keep it like this. Yeah. If it's alcohol marker, I'm definitely gonna do outlines first, because it does look very satisfying. I still have to do some outline to define the shape, because some of the shapes are kind of hard to define with just colors. But that will be perhaps after the overall color is completed. Yeah, it's got a sweat dripping down here. I'll probably add that too. What else? That's about it. Okay, now it's time to move on to the color part. This color here is a little tricky for me because the overall um, the overall color is quite dim. It's not very bright here. Oh, that's great. Okay, so color. Let me find my colors. Um, I've got a number of color choice I have here. I haven't really decided which one to use yet. Uh, where's the where's the big box? Oh my god, that's my colors. Okay, found it. Hmm. A bit tricky this one. I don't think I have suitable colors for everything I want to draw here. So I'm gonna just try my best to use whatever is available to me here. Gonna use the darkest skin tone S19 for the lighter part of his skin, and then for the darker part of the skin, because it's quite reddish, the color is quite close to red color. I'll probably use C27. I'll see if that works. C27's here. So S9 and these two will be good combinations for the normal skin tone. S19 and C27. And then after that, it will be the clothes color. It's wearing blue, but in this case, everything is kind of a really in a orangish color zone or pinkish color zone. So I need to find color that works in that zone. C45 is very close to what I need. For the lighter part, and for the darker part, I'll probably use, don't know, should I just use black for it? That'll be way too lazy if I use black. I use 40 because 40 is quite a dark blue color. Hopefully that will work. If 40 doesn't work, I'll probably use 47 because 47 is a dark purple, so these two should work together. Yeah, color is something tricky. Make sure about ballpoint pen. Really? Why is that? Why is that? I don't usually use ballpoint pen. I use that a lot when I was in school. Writing mostly, but I don't really draw with it. I think a lot of really good artists draw with ballpoint pen, but it's just feel like it's really challenging to me. S43 for the S43 for the shadow of eyebrows and stuff. Suppose that should work. And need another thing for his scar. Actually, C27 is really good for the scar. I'll probably use 53A. Yeah, picking colors at this stage is kind of tricky. And I don't think I could pick every single colors at this stage. I'm just gonna try to do as much as I can, and later on, hopefully they're gonna work. Um, yeah, hopefully. 52A for the hair. For the darker part of the hair, and perhaps C24 for the lighter part of the hair. C24. Okay. I might be wrong, but these colors should work. Yeah, they are. They're like some really good artists. There are a lot on YouTube too. Hello, Chasm. Chasm. I hope I pronounced it right. My pronunciation is real bad. Um. Oh, Tokyo. What? Hang on. You're from Turkish. Wow, that's long way from here. Turkey is really far from here. I think it's about 7 hours time difference. Wow. All right. Fingers crossed. Let's continue with this and try to work out the right colors for different part. Now, that's 19, and what was the other one I decided to do the skin? I totally can't remember. That's 55? Oh my gosh. 53A. You know what? Maybe I should try them first and just see if this color works well together. Seems fine. What about you? Oh, a bit too dark here. No, it is a lot darker than I thought. What about S40? Gee, S40 works, but S40 is like super boring color. Yeah, I think one thing I don't like. Yeah, I think one thing I don't like to do with this, or I can't really do it with this, is mixing color, because you can't mix colors with. Oh yeah, that. Oh man, S27 just works, but if I use that, I don't have other colors for the scars and stuff. You know what? Worry about the scar later. Now, when I do color, I like to start from the top and move my way down to the bottom. This is to avoid smudging, because my hand smudges a lot. So I'll try to do the top part, which is the hair. Now I use the pink color. I picked a C24 for the overall shade of the hair, and I'll start from that. Yeah, I'd do that if I have to. For example, I don't think I can find a good color for the background. I'm probably just gonna use acrylic for it. But yeah, that's not a huge deal at this point. I'm just gonna do the hair for now, and hopefully that wouldn't take too long. I think the color is good enough. It kind of it kind of offers enough coverage for covering the wood grain, but also um, left a bit of my pencil line there, which is good because I need them for my for doing shadows and stuff. So I can't really cover all the pencils. And later on, if I want to trace it, the pencil line will be still there. Oh yeah, that happens a lot. You just have to um, tap it every now and then. I set the time of the screen off for 15 minutes, so it will last for a while. Excuse me. I was getting there here. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go over the whole thing with light color, and then I'll do the darker color on top of it, see if that works. Because the darker color I picked for the hair is not exactly ideal. I wish the light color can show through a little bit. Okay. 52A, yeah, that's right. 52A was the color I picked for the darker shades of the hair. Hello. Hey, Leo. My favorite Pixar movie. Oh, good question. Yeah, I can't really think of any of them at this stage for some reason. Crap, wrong color. I think they're all pretty good. I like Toy Stories. That was a good one. I like the one with Buzz Lightyear as the main character. That really hit me hard. That one. Um, yeah, Cars were good. Cars a good one. Yeah, but up is good. Yeah, up is sad, but good at the same time. Um, what else are there? I can't remember the latest one they have there. I stopped um like really following who's the producer of the animation anymore for some reason. I think they all have like really good qualities later. Um, storytelling, storytelling wise mostly, because technical wise, there's nobody actually have the better way of telling story. Oh, Monster Inc. That's one of my favorite ones. I really like that. Um, yeah, that was a good one there. Marvel's good. Yeah, I like their first 10 years of movies. Now not anymore. Um, I don't think I'm gonna watch the Iron Man sequel thing with that girl there. Probably gonna skip that. I just noticed one thing here with the drawing. The colors, when it's wet, it shows a lot lighter, but when it dries, it goes a lot darker than what I imagined. See, that's the same color. I put it down here. That's when it's wet, and that's when it's dry. It's like two completely different colors. Yeah, the marker's fine. I like them. The Underdog movie. No, no, I haven't watched it. The latest movie I watched was F1. mm, I like Sony movies. Their Spider-Man movies getting a lot better these days. I'm really looking forward to see that. Okay, I think I've done the hair. Looking pretty good. Gonna add a few more strokes to balance out a little bit of the hair, and then I'll cool the hair off. Now after that, we're gonna go down to the bottom part of it. You can watch all movies for free. Oh my god, how lucky are you? I wish I have that. Okay, gonna do my. The hand is getting really dirty now. That's a problem. Time to do the next one, which is the skin tone. Still start from S19. You know what? I'll test the skin on the arm and just see if that works. Yeah, that's what I imagined. It's very light. The coverage is not strong, but it works. Might have to go back and forth a few more times to make sure it covers the area that I wish it can cover. Oh yeah, the darker shade. Should I go for C727? You know what, I'm just gonna go for these. Yeah, it is gonna be really saturated. More movies. Okay, well, I wish I can have access to it. Yeah, it's going to be really saturated, I guess. Um, there's not much I can do about these actually. All right, I'm gonna start to work on the face. It's a bit tricky here with the skin tone. For large areas, seems like the the opacity of the marker is not quite even. Some area I can use that to cover the pencil and the wood grain underneath pretty well. Some area it just won't work. That's something I need to be aware of. Maybe I'll just have to do the old way to code this in twice. Yeah, because if I just do one single layer of that, it's probably not gonna work very well. We'll see. I can try that. My stream is pretty random these days. Like today, I found this box. I'm really excited about this, and also I found Jujutsu Kaisen. That's why I'm doing this. Yeah, the nose. We need the nose. The nose will needs to be coming back. That's what I'm saying. Like we do have to have some area that we need outline with, because otherwise this is after all this is still an anime drawing, so outline is just part of it to create the shape. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the bottom part like that. So basically this area I coated twice, and the color can be a little more solid, I hope. I'm not sure 100% sure, but I'll come back and review that. Because at least when I did the hand, when I did the arms, the color does get a little more intense. So yeah, hopefully it will be what I wanted to. Do I sell my artwork? Not these days, but yeah, before I sold my artworks in different occasions. Uh, that's one of the ways how artists survive, right? Otherwise, how do you make a living? It's pretty hard to make a living. C27. Okay, now I'm in a dilemma. If I use C27 for the scar, I cannot use that the same thing to the shadow. So my shadow has to be in a different color. S50, did I get my S50? S40. Okay, let's try S40 and see if that works. Way too boring. Way too boring here. What about S? Well, I got 53A. Let me try 53A. What's S43? Well, S43 is pretty boring too. Use the red for the scar, right? That's what I figured. And then after that, I'm gonna just look for the other colors for the darker shades. Yeah, you're right. It works pretty well for the scar. There are two parts. Next one is on the mouse area. Yeah, there's small scars like bleeding on the face here. I'll probably need to use like more reddish color there, but I'll use this one to mark it out first and see if it works. That's 50. Yeah, alright, we're gonna use S50 for the rest of the skin, darker shaded skin tone. It's in an orangish tone. It's a lot brighter than the other one. So yeah, hopefully it should work. Hmm. Da, da, da. Long time ago. Oh my god, that was a long time ago. I think I'd start to do professional studies on when I was in high school. Yeah, I decided I'm just gonna spend a little more time on that. So I started to do professional studies from high school. Before that, I was just reading manga and drew some doodlings, and that's all I do. Alright, that's this part here. 2 years ago. Wow, that's good. That means you're really young. There's a long way to go. Okay, you know what? I think the color here looks fine. Okay, I don't have to change that. Oh, no, don't worry about that. It's only 2 years. You don't have to make progress in first couple of years. Remember one of these guys saying that you want to be good at something, you need to spend at least like 1,000 hours in there or 10,000 hours in there. Can't remember exactly the number, but it's going to be a long way. So be patient and be prepared. Okay, I'm happy with what I got so far. That was a good choice. Thank you, Wheat. That helps a lot. I'm gonna get darker S43, S43 for the. I need this color for the brows and some other part. That's the brow. Okay. Now, gonna have to move on to the eyeball. I haven't really decided what the eyeball color needs to be. Yeah, color the black hair. Okay. I'll come back. I'll get these parts sorted and I'll do the black part. Because I kind of want to do all the black colors towards the end. This is a habit carrying from when I do watercolor. Tend to leave all the darker shades towards the end. Alright, no choice but gonna use a bit of white on this. Alright, that should work. How to upload your in YouTube without? No, I have no idea how to do that. I wish I know, because I remember yesterday I watched a video from Sam Does Hard. He complains about YouTube compress everything and make things look bad. I think, yeah, that's something everyone has to face, because that's how YouTube works. 40, 47. C45. Okay, I'm gonna use C45 for the no. 48 for the part. Yeah, I wish I know that. Yeah, big fan. Hey buddy, I can't really draw I can't really draw your profile picture. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, but I don't know how to draw that. 40, 47. You did a good job, man. That was really good. I like that. There is 47 for this one. 48 this dilemma. Oh, boy, 48 is just way too purple. Now I'm in this a little like stage where, oh, you know what? I'm gonna try 48. If it's purple, it's purple. I don't care. All right, let's try that. If it works, it's great. If it doesn't work, then just let it be. Ah, gosh, it's way too purple. Too purple. Now I'm probably gonna use these as like pretended lighter shades, and then I'm gonna move on to a darker shades. Hopefully the other color would help me to cover it. And that leaves me with no choice but use black for the darker shade. Just gonna use black. It's something, yeah, it is something very different. Hi, Kaiser. It is something very different. Because if it's on a white paper, all I'm gonna think about is how to use color to cover the white, which is not challenging at all. But this scene, believe it or not, different part of the wood grain actually like have different rate of sucking water. Some part I had to draw a few more times to make sure it's kind of even with everywhere else. That's the trickiest part. But I suppose that's how fun this thing is. Not everything is expected. Hello, and yeah, why not? I'd say if you keep drawing, you'll be fine. You become an artist for sure. But if you don't have time to practice, or your life is linked to like some different direction, then yeah, it's going to be hard. Well, anyway, being an artist is not an easy job, especially nowadays. Who's my favorite character in anime? Um, oh my, it's pretty hard to say. It's pretty hard to tell. Most of the characters I kind of like and hate at the same time. Most of them, trust me. I don't really like. I'm the kind of guy who criticize the the story a lot. That's why sometimes it's hard for me to say which one is my favorite. Um, I like this dude. If you have to ask me, he is my favorite character. Yep, Chopper it is. Because you see, over the time, the characteristics of the character changes. Like even Luffy changes his personality, and Naruto changes his personality too. So they all becomes more or less different. But Chopper is always there, just being cute, and that's it. There's no other function of Chopper apart from being cute and kind of supportive. So yeah, I think Chopper works really well for me. I know there's a final form. Everyone has a final form. But look, you can't say it too early. Um, the story is still going on, right? So maybe later on it will change again. Honestly, I think One Piece will never end. Like it will just never gonna be end. It's going to be like another Dragon Ball. Even when the artist passed away, the story still goes on. I personally find it's quite bizarre. Um, but to be honest, I think that's what a lot of people wish. They don't wish to see an end of it. Um, yeah, yeah, I think so. Oh, you know what? You know what? Talk about JJK. JJK end. Okay, the ending is horrible. Most of the people think the ending is horrible. And I agree, but I also think like having an horrible ending is better than have no ending at all because you know, like One Piece, you don't really expecting to see an ending. So yeah, um, yeah, I'll take a note on that. You know what? I'm gonna note it down. So Kaisa, that was your JJK edit. Totally, I'm gonna watch that. You don't? Ah, you should give it a go. It's a good anime. After all, yeah, it is. It is good anime. Definitely recommended. Okay, now I'm gonna work on the. This is a very tricky area because you know what? When I draw, I like to have my hand there. I can't really draw like this because my hand is way too low. I want to have my hand in the same level with it. So probably need to get myself a book of some kind to support my hand. Would this be good enough? Yeah, this will be good enough. Can you promise after 5,000? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Art videos will never hit that much likes, trust me. Face review. Okay. Guys, I don't know about face review. My face is not that impressive at all. Right. Now, gonna put everything down here. And that should be good enough. You know what? After this color, after the purple, I will start to do black. Everything else around the back area is going to be black. I'm using the purple to create a bit of a shadings on here. Yeah, I think UG is easier, to be honest. Utah has this really like subtle expression that's really hard for me to capture in that. But look, if you're good at capturing people's like subtle expression, go for it. That's good. Whereas Yuji Itadori's expressions are usually quite simple and straightforward. So yeah, I think it's easier for me to capture that. All right, move on to, oh no, damn, okay, forgot a couple of things here. Blue, 40, that's right. Gonna use 40 to recreate these. And I need a gray color to do some of these small details. I would say 76 would work because I'm using that already. So we're gonna do 76 around here. What's my favorite character from Kung Fu Panda? Okay. Okay. Thanks. I hope I look amazing. No, I'm not saying I look ugly. I'm just saying that there's no real point for me to show my face in the video because I'm not gonna sit there and tell a story like some other YouTubers would do. Maybe I should. Yeah, maybe I'll do that one day. Maybe that's the way to go. Okay, red. I need another red color. Yep, it's here. Red color goes on to his. Oh my god, this is the longest. This is the longest live stream I ever did. Longest live stream, to be honest. I like the panda, just to answer you. A little bit just to make it slightly brighter here. All right, so the next part is going to be a bit challenged because I want to do the black color, and there's like a number of different blacks I could use. I could use the marker black here, which works for large area here, but there are small area, very refined areas on the face, which I'm not sure if I should use the pen marker to work on that, especially outlines and stuff. I'm still gonna do outlines for him because, yeah, there will be areas that the outlines required. Anyway, let's do the black color. Yeah, I hope so. I hope I got more time for this stream. If it's a, to be honest, if it's a simple drawing, stream is not a problem because I can talk and draw at the same time. But if the project is really complicated, I might need just put my head down and get work done. So that's, in those cases, it's very hard for me to talk and stream at the same time while doing the drawing. I wish I can do that. I know a lot of people can do this, but yeah, it's just a bit hard for me to do such. Like for example, this one here, my job is to copy this picture and put it on this box. So I think it's not that complicated. Oh yeah, go for it. Good on you. Yeah, this marker works really well for a large area. But now when it comes to the small area on the face, I'm thinking to get like an alcohol marker or even fine liner to work on those. Okay, that's that part. Add a bit of shadow here. Small shadow here. All right, now that's a lot of black color sorted. Some here on this side. Yeah, can you look at them, please? Oh yeah, where did you post them? Yeah, I definitely will have a look. Because I'm gonna check your JJK edit as well. All right, no, I'm still considering what should I use. I've got fly liners here. From this is a professional one, so it should work. But I still wanna just test it a bit before I make sure it works for me. Okay, it doesn't smudge, so seems okay. Let me try that. Oh, yeah, might have to keep everything safe, I guess. That doesn't sound like a good experience. All right, we'll start to do a bit of tracing. I will do. Yeah, I think the most areas that I had to trace is around the eye. Yeah, only around the eye area here. That's was to record. Um, do I watch football? I don't. I don't watch football. Um, it was never very sporty anyway, so yeah, not my thing. Oh, right, that's interesting. Yeah, everyone has their own preference, I guess. Whew, okay, the liner kind of works. It's not as good as or as smooth as I imagined, but it works. So I'm gonna continue with it. I guess when you draw on a rough surface, you can't really expect anything that goes smooth with it. Okay. All right. I can try that. I can try it. I will definitely give that a go. Are you watching this on a mobile phone or was that on a computer? Can you let me know? Because I found if I stream with my mobile phone, my phone would like overheat a lot because it's a oh thing. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, my phone would overheat a lot. I'm considering to like use my computer to do the live stream. Um, it works. It could work better than my phone. I hope. Mm. Okay, I'm gonna finish that today. So I won't leave before I get this thing sorted. Oh my, it's tricky to draw here. Yeah, my phone is an iPhone, but it overheats every time I do live stream. I don't know why. Maybe it's an old iPhone. Um, and the battery drains real fast, so I had to connect that to a power cable. I was like, then if I have to connect something to a power cable, why not just use computer? It will be easier and it's easy for me to set things up as well. stretch these. Yep, that works. Now the outline of the body and the outline of the arm, and then after that I've done all the outlines. Oh, apart from the face, of course. Okay, I think I've done good enough for the edges. It blades a little bit because of the wood grain, but mostly okay. Mostly okay. Now I'm gonna go back to the face and work on the very important details on the face now. Should I trace the brow? Yes, I should. It's part of it. I'm gonna trace the other part. Okay, last bit here. I feel like I drew one eye a lot bigger than the other, which is no good. That works better. Yes, 19. Hey, thanks. It's getting there. It's been how long? 2 hours? I'm very hungry now. Need to get myself some food. Yep, that's about it. I think I did a reasonably good job. I hope you like that too. And what else I need to do? There's like a few drop of sweat on his face. And small highlights in the eye. Just gonna add that. I don't want to use white for the highlight. I want to use just an off-white color because the brightest color here that on his face is off-white. So there's no point of using a very strong white color. Oh, please. Thanks for the kind word. But I know the reference is better for sure. Doing a bit of a patching up here and there. Alright, so that is the shading of the sweat. Can add a bit of a darkness in the middle. Hi! Okay, yeah, I mentioned I want to add something to here, but now I'm just really hungry. So I'm gonna stop there and feed myself with something before I continue with that. I don't, you know what? I feel really satisfied with what I got so far. So I'm probably not gonna continue with the rest of it. Yeah, that is the plan. Not gonna add anything too much to it. What else I want to add? Oh, 42. Yes, I want to add just a few little highlight strokes on the actual hair here. Not a lot, but I'm just gonna add 1 or 2 strokes of those little things, and hopefully that will make it look good. we're just gonna try to follow the direction of the hair while doing this. Yep, that's all I want to do. Go back and add some more red color blood onto the wand here, because the blood color is the same with other things, which is not right. And then after that, I'm gonna go back to that purplish color. I can't remember what was that for the C45, was it? Maybe that's the one for the hair. Now it still have a tiny bit of patch up, needs to be done. Okay, so yeah, that's all I need to do. The bleeding here, the black bleeding here does bother me a little. So if I got time, I might come back and add something to it. But yeah, thanks for watching anyway. Almost done with the drawing. Yeah, I'm almost done with your drawing. I'm done with mine. Thank you so much for stay here with me, Weed. Really appreciate that, and I'll see you later. All right, guys, that's the end of the stream. I just spent about 2 hours working on this project. It's a little, if it's on paper, I think it's going to be a lot faster, but on wood, it's something very different. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. And Kaisa, I'm gonna check out your video, okay? I will, promise. Okay, bye bye, see you later.